Hey everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Speaking of friends, I've got my man Willie Walls, and I've got these Skittles wearing. Is that Skittles wearing Swame right there?
Yeah, Doc. It's for your guy over there, your little greedy buddy.
The one who changed his lineup after he told us what the lineup was?
Exactly. So I'm offering him a little incentive, Doc.
I have a quick question for you. Do you think guys in the military, there are a lot of guys in the military or at least who were in the military who are really great DFS players. Do you think there's any significance to that?
I think it's just a lot of guys probably in the military that just really like sports, Doc, and really like fantasy sports. And I think it just translates well to playing DFS.
Yeah, because when we was deployed together, we was up at 5. We was up 3 o'clock our time, to watch games. We say, hey, time to get up. We got to get ready to go. We were watching stuff, and we'd be tired as hell. Going to work. But that was something that we had to do.
Some days was about 24 hours, Doc. On Sunday, we were right to work. We leave and get dressed at halftime and 4 o'clock games and come right back into work. It'd be long days. That's all I can tell you. But we ain't missed no game. We ain't missed.
Can't miss the games. That's right. Can't miss the games. All right, let's get started with the game here. Baltimore at the Giants. Baltimore, your Ravens, Swame, favored by a ton. Here's a couple of questions though for you, Swame. I love Derrick Henry. I love Zay Flowers. They make so much sense. But this game could be 30-0 at halftime, and I'm not getting the second half production from these guys because the Giants are so bad. Can we play any Ravens because we're paying full value? But, what if Derrick Henry goes 120 and 2 touchdowns? What's your thoughts?
Doc, all good points. I think, again, oftentimes I say the Ravens got 2 issues, both of them being John Harbaugh. And so it's likely that they may play down a little bit to the Giants, but still I don't think the Giants have enough where I would want to, pay up that price for guys I think will be sipping Gatorade in the second half. Again, they got great matchups. I think Henry is due to probably for a big game. He could be the reason that it breaks open. There's no reason to think that Baltimore won't control this game, however they do it, but they'll find a way to create some drama. But as far as fantasy, I don't know if I love it for DFS.
Willie, do you like this game? Because, look, Flowers against Single High is a good play. Henry against the Giants is a good play. Will you play them?
It's a fade. I got too many running backs at a good value that, that we could talk about a little bit later that I'm not playing. Listen, Henry's a great play. I get it. And he might go for 2 touchdowns. But if those other running backs at 6,200 go for 2 touchdowns, they're going to be the better value. So that's what I'm going on. I think they're going to be sipping Gatorade in the third quarter.
All right. Let's take a look at the next one here. Jets against Jacksonville. Listen, Jacksonville, not good. We know this. Evan Engram out for the year now, Willie. You got Rodgers who wants to pad his stats. Breece Hall, we don't know what he's doing. So the whole Allen Hall, Isaiah Davis thing is a mess. Do you like Garrett Wilson? Do you like Devontae Adams? Do you like Aaron Rodgers? On the other side, Brian Thomas Jr. should be in line for a really good game. Do you like him? Do you like Tank Bigsby? What do you like here?
I think Brian Thomas, he's always up there, and I got him for a season long, so I always will be rooting for him. He's always interesting, and Garrett Wilson is very interesting too. He's been really playing good ball lately, and they're going against the Jaguars. But I'm not going to have too much of this game, but I think Wilson is in play, and I think Brian Thomas is in play because, listen, he might be a bad quarterback, but one thing he does is he gives a lot of targets to Brian Thomas, so I know he likes Brian Thomas. So I'm not mad at him if he comes in one. I mean, they're not going to be a core for me, but if you have a lot of platoon you want to do, stack two people, those are the two people I was stacking this game.
Swami, Brian Thomas is going to be about 20% owned, maybe even 25% by the time we get to kickoff. Do you like any of these guys? Playmaker says he would go with Brenton Strange over Smart. What's your thought?
Not mad at Strange.
Yeah, Strange.
I really like Smart. So only because of the offense, the spot he's in and the price. I'm not mad at Strange at all, but we've seen Strange getting there this year. He didn't necessarily, go crazy with the opportunities that he got. I think Walls hit it on the head. You can. I don't know if I would play anything here, but I see it. I'm not mad at it, but I'm not.
Would you play Brian Thomas?
I'm not excited. I think he's a man of interest. But it just feels like every week we not every week, but seem like every other week we find some guys like this who we like. The price is decent and they're just okay. But are they going to give us a tournament? I just don't know if these guys.
I agree with that. All right, let's get to Willie's team here. The Washington Commanders against the Jake Hayner-led Saints. Now, I'm going to throw out something that people have not even mentioned. I don't know why. Where Jaden Daniels play college football? LSU. Going back to Louisiana. Always like guys going back to places like that because maybe they have some friends and family. I don't know, people hanging out there that they like, show off in front of. Willie, there's some good plays in this game. There is Daniels, Brian Robinson Jr. without Eckler. You've got McLaurin. You got Zach Ertz. On the other side, maybe there's Kamara. Maybe there's MVS, Juwan Johnson. Talk to me here.
I'm not mad at the quarterback. Listen, Brian Robinson Jr. just don't do me right. I mean, I know he's a guy of interest, but every time I play him, he tweaks a hamstring. He hurts his calf. He hurts his back of his. I don't know what he doesn't. He decides to pull his pants down and poop in my lineup when I play him. So I got a bias. It's a bias, and I like him, and that's my favorite team. But he poops on me when I play him. So therefore, I ain't playing that rascal because every time something happens and the other guy would do it. Now, McLaurin is a daggone man of interest. There you go. I think, I think you could do the quarterback and you could do that. And I'm not going to run it back with nothing for New Orleans because I don't trust that quarterback. I mean, I like the Commanders defense. I picked them up in season long. I'm playing a lot of Commanders defense. So I saw what the Giants did to their defense did to New Orleans, and that was with Carr on. Now you got this new quarterback, even though they're home. I mean, I don't mind the quarterback and the receiver. And I know Brian Robinson probably is in play, but I just like other backs around his price point a little bit better.
Swami, I could see myself going Daniels, Robinson, and McLaurin and taking my shot. Or maybe Zach Ertz there for 4K. Do we like this move, or do we just feel like we're paying a lot for a game that may not be special?
Doc, almost like the last game. I'm agree with Willie that he's used my lineup as a Porter John a time or two as well. And it is something about him that I got the yellow caution flag.
Would you use him on FanDuel because he's touchdown dependent?
I would be interested because I think they should control the game. I will admit, I think something about the Saints at home, they still got a little bit of something going on down there in the Superdome. I don't know if they're going to be able to even make this game competitive enough for me. And I just feel like Washington, obviously, I don't know, Doc. If you said you were playing the Daniels, Robinson, McLaurin, and coming back with, I would hate to say it, but Kamara or something, maybe. But I don't like it, Doc. Not with that quarterback over there. I can't see it, Doc. I don't like it.
All right, let's get to a game that we all should like. Cincinnati against Tennessee. 46.5 points. Cincinnati's playing at a very, very high level. Swami, when Cincinnati, I mean, Chase Brown, Joe Burrow, feels like a T. Higgins week as well. How many Bengals do you see in your lineup? Do you bring it back with Ridley? Do you bring it back with Westbrook-Ikhine? Do you bring it back with Pollard? How are you playing this game? And if so, how are you playing it?
I think if I'm playing this game, I think it's Brown, Chase. I guess I should just say the Chase brothers and Barrow. I know you're saying you see T. Higgins, Doc. I just don't think Joe Burrow sees T. Higgins. So as Walls was saying, maybe it's a week to go back to him. But right now, it just seems like Chase Jamal is ready to take down a tournament for you. And I don't know if I would. I guess Higgins would be a GPP. I don't like it, Doc. I'm gonna stick with Chase, the Chase brothers and Barrow, and I don't like the Tennessee side of it for all of the good reasons. But if you made me take something,
You don't like Ridley? Permar says that Ridley's way too cheap for his role.
We've been saying that about Ridley for weeks now, Promar. And for weeks, he's used our lineups as a porta john. The reason I sit here before Doc and not his rich friend is for guys like Calvin Ridley and guys like Brian Thomas.
Well, that's right, because they're great for best ball, but they're not necessarily great for here because, they could go 3 for 30. Willie, I think when this could be, hear me out. Burrow throws for 300, 3 touchdowns, maybe 2 to Chase, 1 to Higgins. Both guys get 100 yards receiving. This could be the had to have it stack. Agree or disagree?
It could be, but Tennessee's defense sometimes they little funny. They play better at home. Where they're a little stingier at home, and this game, and then everybody's just going to assume because you saw Chase go off, in the other game that listen. If I'm a coach, I'm not having him beat me. Okay, I don't know what kind of defense Dallas was playing, but listen, Mr. Higgins, I'm gonna play you 1-on-1, and Mr. Chase, I'm doubling and tripling team, and you're behind. You are not gonna win this game, But I just think that, but Mr. Brown, the running back, man, Mr. Brown I've just been printing money with Mr. Brown. He's just been going, but I might, it might be a time. I just think that I think this game will be a little bit more. I think it'd be more defense in this game than what you think, and I don't think nobody's going to get there. So I'm gonna have some parts of this game, but this is not going to be when I'm going to concentrate because I just think that Chase. It's time for somebody got to be smart and cool Chase off. I mean, we know Chase is he's the best receiver in the game, man. In Cincinnati, he's going to have to pay him big money. They should have paid him this year. Now they're going to have to pay him a whole bunch of money.
By the way, I've got 3 teams left in the underdog best ball tournament. Was it 3 million or something like that? 2 of the 3 teams have a Cincinnati stack. So hopefully you're wrong, my friend. Hopefully Cincinnati's going haywire and I'm advancing in the tournament. All right, let's get to this next game here. Ooh, Miami against Houston. Here's what we know, guys. We know that Houston is good against the run, not good against the pass. We know this. Tua is playing at a really high level. Yeah. We know that Jonnu didn't sniff the ball until overtime, and then all of a sudden he was like 4 for 40 and a touchdown. So we got to think Jonnu's getting more involved. Achan, always involved with Tua. Swami, you're listing the plays here. Tyreek looks hot. Nico Collins is here. Is this the game that blows up?
Doc, this looked like the game that blows up, and it looks like this is the game where you can probably expect that each team will have somebody go for 25-plus fantasy points. I think 30-plus. And I think you got a chance for Nico to get there and Tyreek Hill to get there. And I wouldn't be mad if you said every lineup, Doc, if you're playing 3, had those guys in it, because I think this game could be a track meet down there in Houston.
So how do you play it? You play Tua or Stroud?
I'm interested in playing Tua, even though, you're only getting a little bit of a discount. I wouldn't be mad at Stroud either because he's at home. I just thought it would be a little bit of a leverage to take Tua and
So Tua with Jonnu?
I actually think Schultz is a man of interest this week. I think I didn't like the fact that Jonnu wasn't involved until late. And I don't know. I know you making that face, but Mr. Schultz showed you last week. I think he had 5 for 61.
No, I'm not making a face on Schultz. I'm not mad at Schultz.
So he had 5 for 61 the touchdown, Doc. Meanwhile, Mr. Jonnu Smith was due until overtime, where because they ignored him all game, the defense finally said, I guess they're not playing him this week. But I don't know if I like that as much as you do.
All right. So would you play Tyreek?
Absolutely.
Would you play Nico?
Absolutely.
Would you play a Chan?
He's always a man of interest.
Willie, would you play these guys? They're very expensive. If I go with that stack, how do I play this game?
I'll play him without the quarterback. I will play Nico and Tyreek without the quarterback, so I can get a quarterback from somewhere else that's less expensive, and you can work it that way. Because one thing that we do know, Nico has averaged 104 yards per game that he's played.
He balling.
Okay, he is
balling.
Good.
He is good.
He's good. He's good at football.
Yeah, he is good. If he's healthy, this dude could play. And it looked like Tyreek is taking some smelling sauce.
Yeah,
smelling sauce, and it's starting to wake up a little bit. You know, and I think he's getting healthy. And I'm gonna tell you, listen, it's a known fact. Tua, don't you run. You just stay your ass in the pocket, and you just throw that ball, because they are magicians with the ball. But I think I will play those two receivers together without the quarterback. And that's what I like. And I like both Tyreek and Nico. I think they're interesting.
What about Waddle? Anybody?
Waddle? Well, yeah, Waddle. I mean, I'm not mad at Waddle. He look like he's starting to get it in place. But I think this game will be more of a Tyreek game, even though I'm not mad at Waddle.
Unlike guys with hamstring injuries, Waddle might be waddling off the field. I think
on my first lineup of the week, I had Tyreek in there.
Okay.
Which always tells me something, because that's my initial, what do I'm thinking?
Yeah. Your initial thought.
I think that's what puts Jonnu maybe more in play. The fact that Waddle was maybe slowed a little bit.
The problem with Jonnu, Swame, is there's so many tight ends I like this week that Jonnu's just one of like 5.
He's not my guy. You were making a face. I thought maybe you were interested in him.
No, I don't. I mean, he's okay, but he's not. Look, I'm in on Tyreek and I'm in on Nico, because Willie's right. And Nico Collins just steps on the field. He's good.
Right. But I heard you on First Look, Doc, and I'm with you. I'm going with Mr. Smart.
Love him. All right, let's get to this next game here. Kansas City against Cleveland. Look, Willie, you're smiling. I'm smiling too. I think Cleveland has a shot in this game. Kansas City's pass defense has not been good. Tillman is out. Judy's there. Njoku needs to play, guys, because if he plays, he is a man of major interest. Major interest. So what's your thoughts?
Is he playing, though?
We don't know. That's the problem.
Well, I think for some reason, I think Cinderella is coming back to roost a little bit, a little tiny bit. Kansas City, for some reason, it's like their games don't get there. You know what I mean? Their games are like 19-17, 20 to 15, Therefore, it just don't get there, and it's not like they're priced. It's not like they're priced, like their price is like 4,100 or something like that. It's just, Mahomes is more like ass Holmes. You know what I mean? So, this game right here, hey, I know Jameis. This is not going to be that Denver game where the game went nuts. Like that. I just think that, to me, this is like Kansas City games are not fantasy friendly, is what I'm trying to say.
They're not, but Permar was right, Swami. Elijah Moore has some juice here. Xavier Worthy could have a little juice. Hopkins could have a little juice. Or do you just feel like Willie's right? A lot of ball control. But there's no ball control when Jameis Winston's on the field.
Permar, Let me see. What camera I want here, Doc? Camera 2. Camera 2, it's been a very long, season-long fantasy experience for me. And I won't disrespect a future Hall of Famer by calling him ass, but I will say he's been more like an apartment or maybe a mobile home, right? But he hasn't been the mansion I was expecting. He has been less than that, Doc. I'm gonna have to call him Patrick Tent because he's the reason I'm gonna be sleeping outside. He has single-handedly taken down and had my team struggle and stagger along all year and brought me to my knees. Anyway, Doc, I digress. I have to agree with Willie. I cannot in good conscience continue to look at the Chiefs and ignore the fact that it's late in the fourth quarter. He's got 200 yards and a half a touchdown. I'm tired of it. And Mr. Mahomes.
But great players figure out a way to win. But he's not giving us fantasy goodness anymore.
He'll probably figure out a way to win this game, and they'll be excited and high-fiving, and I'll almost would have kicked my television, Doc, except as a floor model, picture 2, and I don't want to hurt my foot.
All right. Does it have rabbit ears on it still?
You know it, Doc. Because of Holmes, I thought I would have had a better TV this year.
All right. Willie's going to help you pay for it this week. All right. Dallas against Carolina. If I know my friend Willie Walls, I know his eyes are perking up because he likes Chuba Hubbard. Let's see. He likes Rico Dowdle. He might like Thielen a little bit. I'm not sure. Does he like Ferguson a little bit? Maybe, but I know he likes the running backs.
I like the running backs. Now, I'm more on Rico Dowdle because I think, Dallas run defense is playing just a little bit better. But I don't mind. Listen, I won't kick either one out. But Dowdle, I love in this game right here, and I do like the combination. I like going back is I like Thielen coming back. I like Thielen and Dowdle. So that's my favorite combination in this game. And I'm not mad. Listen, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it if you want to go cheap for Bryce Young. Mr. Bryce Young has been better. I mean, you can see the improvement of Bryce Young, so.
Canales is a great coach. He is a great coach.
Oh,
they could have won. They should have beaten Philadelphia.
And I'm going to tell you, Bryce Young, I give him comeback player in the same year because he was really thrown in the trash. And now you see him coming up. You see the light has come on. I think the light has come on for this guy. Now, I think they're going to keep him at the end of the year because remember, at first we thought he was all gone. But I think things are starting to come together. He's got that poise that I like. And I just think that this game, first of all, that Dallas quarterback stinks, okay? I in good conscience cannot tell you to play that route. He stinks. So that means Lamb is out. That quarterback, I watch, and Swame told me this a while ago. He said, just look at him. He stinks. And the more I see him, man, he stinks, man. If you pressure him, he's a big dummy back there. He stinks. So the only Cowboy that I will play in this game, and it makes Ferguson a non-play to me because that quarterback stinks. The only one I will play in this game.
He does check down to the tight end a lot, and Carolina is the worst team against tight ends.
I get it, but I like another guy in another game that you just miss. I'm gonna be smart about it. I am not playing.
Stone Cold Lock.
I am not playing that. So, but my two favorite pieces of the game is Dowdle, and I don't mind playing the two backs together because it makes sense because they both got good matches. But my favorite is Dowdle and Thielen.
Swami Permar says Chuba with Carolina D. Let me raise one thing before we talk about Chuba. Overshawn was a fantastic compliment to Micah Parsons because they are both insanely fast. Overshawn's done. Sad to say, but he's done for the season.
Yeah.
No, major knee injuries in the last 2 years.
That's 13, number 13, right?
Yeah.
So
how there's going to be only Parsons is bringing pressure. Only Parsons is bringing pressure. Dallas is decimated. Is Chuba not a good play? Is Thielen not a good play?
And so for all of those reasons, D, all of the above, and for that reason, I'm going against my good buddy over there. I know he said he liked the Donald side of it, but then he and Tyrone had contradicted that by telling you how well that Carolina was playing of late. And for that reason, that's the reason you go Chuba if you're only going to go with one of these guys over Donald, because a lot of that smoke and mirrors he was getting in the one game you've seen. Chuba has been consistently getting the rock. He's going to continue to get it. The improved play of the quarterback is what is making Chuba an even better play. More first downs, more opportunities, longer drives. And guess what? I like Mr. Thielen as well. And if you were to say anybody to come back, I know Mr. Rush has been playing more like a speed bump. But he is absolutely looking Lamb's way. They're trying to get him the ball. I wouldn't be mad, Doc, because I like the Chuba and Thielen play if you came back with Lamb. I don't love it, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
Now, Swami, I know you're not an ownership guy, but Chuba is going to be 40% owned. Going to be 40% owned. Does it bother you?
He should be 100% owned for me and you, because we're not going to have that many lineups. Let's lock him in. Let's keep it moving.
All right, I'm going to give you guys my ultra sneaky game of the week. New England against Arizona. This game is at 46.5. When you give the Patriots 46.5, I mean, the Patriots are not good. So that tells me something. Remember I told you a couple of weeks ago about Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, and y'all gave me the look like you just didn't see it happening? When have you ever seen New England in a 46.5 game? So I ask you this. When New England is good, Stevenson is good. Drake May's got mobility. He can throw a couple of touchdowns. He can run a touchdown in. On the other side, they play a lot of man defense. Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, James Conner. Talk to me, Willie. I think this game could blow up a little bit. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I'm not. I like the pieces. I mean, I like Conner. My guy, if I had a guy, is I like Trey McBride, but I think Connor's my favorite piece. Going against New England, I like Conner. Everybody's on Murray, man. Murray that little rascal has not impressed me at all. You know what I mean?
Fade.
Yeah, he has not impressed me at all. If I'm going to play anybody on the other side, the quarterback in this game, it'll be on the other side. The guy that can run for 70 or 80 yards. May make it play. And then if I have to play May, I will have to, team him up with his best friend.
Hunter Henry?
Yes, sir. Hunter Henry has had a sneakily pretty nice year, I think, for what he's been through. So I'm not mad. I mean, listen, it's something about that little guy that I just don't like for Arizona, that everybody's got him being the quarterback of the week and all this kind of stuff, and I'm going to let other people chase that. But I do like Conner. I mean, I know one of Swami's favorite guy has always been Conner, and I love Conner this week. This is a great matchup for Mr. Conner this week. So that's
Swami, do you know why I hate Kyler Murray? I played a $25 parlay on Prize Picks. If it hit, I would have won $15,000. I hit 5 out of 6 of the parlay. Do you know what I missed on? Marvin Harrison. Because Kyler Murray stinks. I would have been your rich friend. Talk to me about this game.
The only way this game does anything is if Ramondre Stevenson and Kyler Murray both play well. I got more confidence in Ramondre Stevenson playing well than I do Kyler Murray.
So wait, hold on a second. If Stevenson plays well, do you have Murray with Stevenson? Because if Stevenson's playing well, then Murray's going to have to throw.
That's the only way. I couldn't play this no other way. I don't know what Willie's talking. I wouldn't play nothing else in this game. And I don't think it's going to go 46.5. I think it's going to go under. I don't trust either one. Remember, Arizona had that one bad week, which was last week. Other than that, the defense has been okay. And they've definitely been playing better than the New England offense. So if New England is going to have a chance against them, it's going to be with – he's going to have to run at least have 20 touches, maybe score once or twice. I think it's got to be him. And coming back, if I would take anything, you can McBride. Obviously, he's been proven to get his targets. I just don't like Connor as much in this game. It's probably going to be Murray. Willie, he's going to have one of them sneaky games. We run it in twice, maybe throw twice. If this game is 46.5, I don't really see the 46.5, but that's my take.
My only point is if you don't see the 46.5, that's when it happens. It's when you don't see it.
Yeah, so they the two pieces, Doc. I'm telling you, New England, because it's not going to be May just dropping back throwing the ball. They're going to have to run the ball.
All right, Tampa Bay is playing the Chargers. It's a 45.5 spot. The Chargers really looked lost last week without Ladd McConkey, but Ladd should be playing this week. Our guy Stone Smart feels like a stone cold lock in my lineup. I can't imagine not playing him at $2,600 or something like that. Do we go Herbert, Ladd, Smart? Maybe bring it back with Rashad White or Mike Evans? Do we not need to bring back? What do you think?
Well, I don't think Herbert's playing this week, is he?
I don't think they haven't ruled him out, but I don't think he's playing either.
Yeah, I don't think, and I'm gonna tell you, Mr. White has been pretty good. He's been sneakily been getting there. And I think he could do the pass. He could run and pass. I do like White, and I do like that combination where you have Herbie and Mr. Smart. I do like that, but I don't know if I try. What kind of injury did McConkey have? Don't
worry about it. It's the injury called he's good.
Yeah, I hear you. But you know how we are with these
knee and shoulder.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes.
And shoulder.
But listen, you can't run on Tampa, and they don't have any running backs in the Chargers. They're gonna have to throw.
That's why I missed that running back that they had, because they were more. He had a little bit more juice than what they got back there. But I still like Herbert this week, though. I do like it because you throw on Tampa Bay. That's what you do, and I don't mind Herbert. Now I will go with the healthier receiver, and hope that they take the coverage with McConkey, and I'll take the other receiver over McConkey.
Which one? Johnston?
Yeah, Johnston.
Do you know how Johnston catches? His hands are backwards.
I know.
That's how the ball comes. No wonder he drops it.
I get it. But what I'm saying to you is I still don't trust McConkey being healthy. I don't like that knee. I don't like, the guy was pretty banged up, so I don't trust it. But the guy that I do love is Mr. Smart. And I like Mr. White coming back. I do like Mr. White, period, in this game, because I think he could get a lot of passes. He could run the ball. I like Mr. White.
Swami, I agree with Willie. I like White. I like Smart. But I have a feeling Tyrone is talking to me here, because when Ladd McConkey's playing and he's active, Willie's going to put him in at least 30% of his lineups.
I got to see more. I just got to. I'm a Ladd guy. Well, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I gotta see it go on.
Talk to me, Swami.
Doc, I'm gonna tell you, not just no, but hell no. It's something about this game I just don't like. I feel like the Chargers are playing enough defense. I feel like and the Chargers offense is struggling enough to not like it. It's just enough to make this ugly. If you made me take a piece, obviously I like Smart. It's about price and matchup, and I think he could be involved here. I'm looking at, 6 catches, 50 yards, a touchdown, or maybe 7 catches and 60 yards. I just feel like that's not bad. I think the touchdown puts him right there, for in GPP range. But maybe Evans, but I don't like the rest. I think it's time to get away from the rest of it. Not that I can't see it. I don't like either quarterback against this week. I don't think so, Doc. I think if you did
some higher upside quarterbacks out there.
Yeah, I think it's maybe Disley, and then if you want to pay up for Evans, I think he owe us, but I don't like it.
All right. Buffalo, Detroit, 54.5. Now, I'm going to give you an argument of how this game can go under. This game can go under in one very easy way. Detroit's going to run the ball down Buffalo's throat. You're going to give it to Montgomery. You're going to give it to Gibbs. You're going to give it to Montgomery. You're going to give it to Gibbs. You're going to keep Josh Allen off the field. And if you do that, it's now, I don't know, the first quarter, 6 minutes to go, and Josh Allen is still on the sideline because he hasn't gotten out on the field yet. So now Josh Allen only touches the ball 4 times in the first half, maybe, and maybe 4 in the second half. So unless they're scoring touchdowns on all 8 times, maybe this game could be under here, Willie. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but 54.5, I feel like I'm paying for last week's game and not this week's game. Thoughts?
I still like Josh Allen. I do. I still like that because I think, you can throw on Detroit. And listen, let me tell you something, man. And Swame and I got on him late last week, for Josh Allen, man. I still like him. And I think that I know what you're saying about the chunks that they get, but I think they may be big chunks. So I think, the guy that I would like more in this game will be, I think, even though Montgomery's been balling, let me tell you that he's been balling, and I need him to do something for my season-long league. I need him to do something, but I like Gibbs in this game. I know he's expensive, but I don't mind doing. Like I said, I will go right back to it. I don't mind Josh Allen, Kincaid, just coming back. Kincaid and going back again with Mr. Cooper. And you run that back with Gibbs. I don't mind that at all because I think that these guys can. Do that, and I think this game is going to be competitive. So I think Detroit, and like I said, everybody just think Detroit just sometimes they can get big plays too. I mean, they have weapons, so I wouldn't be surprised if this game shoots out. But I do like Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen he's back to being who we know who Mr. Allen is. He will do whatever it takes now. Forget that. You saw what he did last week. Throw for 3, ran for 3. You know what I mean? When he gets to the goal line, I'm sorry, you're not getting the ball. I'm taking this ball in. Right. So I think Mr. Allen is a man of interest for me in this game because I looked at that game against Detroit and Green Bay. You know what I mean? That game, I looked at that game and they were running the ball in that game too. But Mr. Love is not Mr. Allen. So I do like Mr. Josh Allen.
Swami, is this the had to have it game?
It's probably not the have to have it game. I do like it. I like pieces in it. I probably like Montgomery more than I do Gibbs. I probably like St. Brown more than I do either one of the running backs individually, even though we know Patrick is stealing from him. That's probably more of a wish than anything else. Because I probably suffered through him this season as well. When you put him and Patrick 10 together, you had a long season, Doc. Let me tell you. But anyway, I digress. I do like maybe Cooper this week. I think he could become more of a man of interest this week. I think Allen is probably going to be a stud again as well this week. Even though both defenses were playing okay, they had a couple of bumps. I think last week was maybe more of an anomaly for Buffalo's defense. This will feel like a playoff game. Doc, I don't think it's going to go over 54, but I do like it for at least 6 touchdowns in this game.
All right, so Montgomery gets 1 or 2?
I think Montgomery could get 2, but it seems like they get down there near the goal line and they make sure each running back gets 1. I think they got some charitable thing they doing down
so there. So Gibbs gets 1, Montgomery gets 1, St. Brown gets 1, that's Allen gets 2.
But I like St. Brown for maybe – I think they'll need him for maybe – and again, with the addition of Patrick and what he's been doing, but I feel like I still like him for at least like 8 balls in 100, maybe gets an end zone.
What about Keon Coleman, who's back? Does he come back and start playing? I think Cooper is the guy by far.
Yeah, I think Coleman's going to come back and sit behind Cooper. That's what I think is going to happen.
All right, couple more games here. Indianapolis and Denver. I know Heat Override on Wednesday said how much he liked Denver. Knicks does really well when you don't pressure him. He sits back in that pocket. He sees that cover 3. He finds Sutton. He finds Vele. He just finds a lot of guys. Willie, I think Bo Nix and Bo Nix can run too. Maybe a naked Bo Nix or Nix and Sutton. I think that's a reasonable play this week.
I I'm not mad at it, but I mean, it's to me in this game. This game, I'm not trying to. I don't think we're going to recreate. This is not no Jameis. Recreating this, big game. I think it's going to be more like a 20-17 type of game, and therefore I'm not a big on it, and I think Denver's defense will play better this week than they did last week, and I think that Indianapolis is going to, give them a little hard time too. So to me, I'll be leaving this game alone. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this game. I want nobody in this game. I could find other pieces in other games. It's a no thank you for me.
Swami, you like this one?
It's close to a no thank you, Doc, only because I think it's going to be a little bit of a scrap. But obviously Denver's favorite. They're at home. I think their defense is playing better, and then I like the defense more than I feel like I like Richardson. If Richardson can come to play, Doc, I think it becomes interesting. I think Pittman and then maybe even Taylor would become interesting if he brought his A game, which would then I would like Sutton and Nix and maybe bring it back with one of those guys. But the question mark is Richardson, and he's just not playing well enough for me, and on the road I don't like it.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Josh Downs is back. He's questionable this week. He practiced in full, which is good because they need him. But I'm with you guys. I just don't see enough. There's too much else out there to make this worth it. All right, let's get to this last game here. Well, actually, second to last. The Pittsburgh against the Eagles, low-scoring game. But I think the bigger question is this. A.J. Brown was open last game all over the place. You can watch that video. Hurts could throw here, here, and here. And he threw to guy number one when A.J. Brown was wide open for big touchdowns. And A.J. Brown was rightfully pissed off. But that said, you got to play Pittsburgh. You got to play Joey Porter. Feels like this is not the get-right game here, Swami. Are you playing Barkley? Are you playing Brown? I don't see any Steeler that I'm playing.
No, I think because of matchups. But I think this game is going to be a good scrap, especially with the way the Steelers is playing, the way the coach got them going, and Wilson is again making the offense is formidable with him in there. I know if Pickens was healthy, I know that's hurting them a little bit out the last couple of weeks, but I don't think so. I think he'll find Brown a couple of times in this game. They'll get out of there with a win at home, but not at those prices. They're too pricey to play in this matchup. No, thank you.
Willie, I feel the same way. Expensive for not enough back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I just don't see it. So that's a no for me.
What about the Sunday night hammer game, Green Bay, Seattle? Do we love Charbonnet? Do we like
question? Is what's the name? Is he out again?
Out.
Oh! Yeah! I can win my game for the season long, baby. Ooh! Lock button. Locky. Lock him up. And another guy that's in play is Mr. Jacobs, too.
Right. You could play both running backs in this game. Could play both running backs in this game.
Mr. Jacobs is in play. But
on FanDuel, is Charbonnet a lock at 6,700?
Oh,
and that's why I can't
lock button.
I can't play Jacobs with him.
How much is he? How much?
6,700.
Huh? Oh,
6,700.
No. I know. No, Jacobs. I know.
I think he's 8,200.
Oh, okay. No, Mr. Charbonnet, and I think the receivers. I think the receivers for Green Bay is interesting. Oh, I love the tight end.
Kraft?
Yes, sir. I love the way Kraft.
Why do you like Kraft?
I like because Kraft gets it done. I mean, Kraft is a beast.
I'll tell you why I like Kraft. Kraft's got a decent matchup. Reed has disappeared. I don't know where he's at. I think he's on house arrest. Who knows? He's in a hostage situation. And Kraft, the last couple of weeks, I mean, he's gotten, a decent amount of targets and receptions. He's got touchdowns in 2 of the last 3 games. I think it's enough to like Kraft coming back against Charbonnet. I don't know if you can trust a lot on the other side right now, and I can't do Jacobs because of the price.
So let me explain why Reed has struggled, okay? Jaden Reed, as I think you guys well know, eats up zone coverage. Eats it up. When he plays a team like Detroit that runs man coverage, he's not in play. So you can literally, when you draft Jaden Reed, you're probably playing him 9 weeks. And in DFS, you're playing him in depending on the main slate, he could only be out there 4 or 5 times that you're playing him. But those 4 or 5 games could be 2 touchdown games. But I don't know about it this week. I just don't see Reed this week.
Agreed, Doc. And I'm gonna tell you else. I'm just gonna air all my dirty laundry, Doc. I also had Cooper Kupp as a part of that trio playoffs with. Doc, let me tell you, they have loved me this year. Those guys, they are my friends. I can't wait to text him and Mr.
Merry Christmas
and Patrick Tent. Just let them know happy holidays, Doc. Let them know just how good they've been to me. Him playing H-back and fullback all god darn season. But Doc, I digress. Let's get back to the slate.
All right, guys, Willie Walls, who is your secret stack? $100 stack?
You know what? I'm going back. I'm going back to the guy who I told you about last week. He didn't quite get there, but I think he's going to get there this week. Let me give me Mr. Allen. It's not a secret side. Give me Mr. Allen. Give me Mr. Cooper. And I told you. I think Gibbs. I think Gibbs is going to do something against this team here. You know, that's that. And then also, let me just get another one that I am, and I you know what, in that Dallas game, since I kind of like put me more on the side. Give me both running backs with Thielen. Okay. I like in that game as a stack.
Swami?
Doc, I think you kind of talked me into maybe playing Barrow with Chase and Higgins. It's something about that and the way that they playing where he can still throw for 400 yards plus. I don't know, which Titans team will show up to ruin that for me. And then the other one that I like just from us talking, I think we might get some leverage on is maybe Goff with St. Brown and Gibbs, something like that.
That's interesting.
And then come back with Walls got Cooper this week. I think that could be interesting, or just playing maybe Gibbs and St. Brown and coming back with Allen.
I think the Goff thing is interesting. Nobody's talking Goff. Everybody's talking Allen. That's interesting. Mine is definitely Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. I'm not messing around. Just get me the guy who can throw me three touchdowns every week and 2 receivers who can get me 100 yards each. I don't know if I'm going to bring it back with Ridley. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I hate Will Levis. Exactly. Ooh. Right. Permar goes. Bring it back with Ridley. I probably will. I'm not going to like it, but I will. The other game is I'm going to have either Drake May and stack it with Trey McBride, or I'm open to what Swami said of going Kyler and Stevenson. I think that game explodes. But if it's Kyler and Stevenson, that game feels slower, where McBride and May, that's how that game hits a 50.
I don't know about the 50, but I do agree with Promo. It's not bad to have Ridley in that lineup. Maybe one time. I agree with that. But,
all right, balls to the walls call from Willie Walls, and you cannot say Stone Smart.
Well, it's always good to get a little strange. It's always good to get a little strange in there because they do throw to the tight ends a lot. Okay, and I think the guy that is off the board is Sterling Shepard for Tampa Bay.
Interesting. I didn't see that one coming there, Swami. Permar's screaming for Brenton Strange. That is Permar's perfect play.
I think they fit more in the category of either cheap bastard or ambulance chase. I just don't think that is. Oh,
we didn't do the cheap bastard play. Is the cheap bastard play Stone Smart?
Yeah, I think, and Strange. I don't think they're
Well, I mean, if that's the case, but let me say this: Sterling Shepard, where's the ambulance?
No, that's a good play. That's a good play.
Yeah, that's no ambulance.
I didn't mention him. I said Strange.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's more of a cheap bastard.
Smarter the cheap bastard play.
They're the cheap bastards, yeah. Okay.
All right, so Sterling Shepard's a good play. It's a good play.
Hey, not bad. I'm gonna give you one better, Doc, and this takes some stones to play it. Michael Pittman Jr. this week.
Interesting.
It does take some stones because I don't trust that risk.
But again, we're getting a price on him. The last couple of weeks, he's gotten at least 7 targets last 3 weeks.
I'm not saying that. It's just the quarterback. I mean, he's a play.
They're going to be down. I'm making a case for him, but this is Swame says ball to the wall call. It's not the cheap bastard.
No, it's a good call. I'm confused. I got 3 guys. I'll give you a cheap bastard play that nobody's playing. Okay. Diami Brown. With Noah Brown done.
Yeah.
Elijah Moore, who I think is a really good play this week. Dude is a cash register. And then what about Pop Douglas? That guy stinks, right? Doesn't he stink?
Yeah.
Yeah. You might as well play a booty or whatever.
Yeah, I like Boutte. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to go with my first 2. I'm going to go with Moore. And I'm going to say maybe Diami Brown. If Jaden Daniels is going to throw it deep, who is he going to throw it to?
Now more I think about it, Diami Brown would not be a bad little. Yeah, they don't cost much at all.
If I go deep, I still think it's Scary Terry. I like on a deep ball.
I think Daniels could have a really big week this week.
I hope so because we need to win.
You do.
He gonna win, but Doc's saying a big week. He's gonna win.
Man, listen. I don't trust nothing with these. I don't want no. Like I told you that game before, I didn't feel good about it. I want to make sure that we,
They got Ratner. The rat is back.
No, Rattler's not starting. It's Hainer.
Oh.
Do you know Steve Renner? He's our IT guy on our site. He used to work with me at Scout.
Uh-huh.
He called Jake Hainer the white Jameis Winston.
Oh my God.
That is awful.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I don't know what that is.
Not a compliment.
That's just some dude who's chucking the ball all game long and doesn't. He's just gonna let it rip.
Because I got the Commanders defense in about 3 leagues. I picked him up. I hope he chucks it to
I will say this, except Jameis is going to throw some touchdowns with those picks. That's a big difference.
Right.
You can take 300-400 yards from a fantasy perspective with the touchdown.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, that's one thing. Listen, let me say this. If he's not starting for somebody next year, something's wrong. With the quarterbacks they got in this league, he needs to be starting for somebody.
100%. Okay? Yeah. I think he's going to start for the Browns. How about that? I think he's going to start for the Browns.
Yeah, he could.
Deshaun Watson is done.
But remember, it's a few guys coming out that, that kind of folks are high on. I know they're rookies, but
you don't think Freaky Deaky gonna be back next year?
No.
You just say
there's a video with Freaky Deaky and his girlfriend sitting out in his LA apartment. Did you see that one where they're just sitting out watching the view? Does that guy look like he's coming back anytime soon? He's not in the gym working out. She's good looking. Look, they were sitting on the patio enjoying life.
I don't think so.
Just like Willie Walls after his big win this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Disincentive for him to call us. Change his mind.
When you change your mind, Willie, find us. All right. We are done here. Check us out. Check me out Saturday morning, SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio from 8 to 10 a.m. And Sunday morning on Discord at drroto.com. For Willie Walls and the great Swame, it's Dr. Roto saying be well and
take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.